Hey guys, it's your good old pal Cute Mimi 25 back again with another video. Now I'm sorry to disappoint any one of you to tell you the bad news. I'm actually canceling my review of Clannad. Reason why? Well, I'd be going way off topic. I'd be talking about the melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, and so on and so forth. I'd be rambling about Seikon no Quasar, which is one of the worst animes I've ever seen. And I probably would have destroyed Dekoro-chan in the video. Plus, if I made that video, I'd probably be raging like crazy and probably screaming every cuss word as possible. And I'd have to get the cast of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic to calm me down for that. So I won't be doing a video on that anyway. But instead, I will be making a video on my top 10 favorite pricing games from The Price is Right. Enough chit chat, let's get on with my top 10 list. Number 10 on my list would have to be none other than The Clock Game. It's basically a game where you have 30 seconds to get the price right for like two items. The first one would be like $700 to $800, and each you have 30 seconds to guess. If you get it wrong, the host will either say higher or lower, and if you don't get any of them right, you get the Price is Right losing horns. If you get one right, you win that item. If you get both right, you get $1,000 bonus, plus you get to keep two of those items. The Clock Game is an interesting game. I love the ticking noise. Number 9 on my list would have to probably be Three Strikes, if you ask me. Now, there are three different versions. There's one with 4 numbers, with 3 strikes in the bag. Sometimes, well, actually there are different variations of 3 strikes. There's one with 4 numbers, there's one with 3 strikes in the bag, there's one with just 1 strike in the bag, there's one with 5 numbers. Sometimes with the 5 numbers, the host will give you the first number automatically. You have 5 numbers in the bag, or 4, and if you pull one out of the bag, you have to choose which one it goes. And if you pick the right one, he puts the slot in that hole you'll see between the 3 strikes and the baseball thing. And if you pull out a strike, or if you pull out a number and put it in the wrong position, the host will shuffle the bag. The game either ends when you get all 5 numbers or 4, or if you get 3 strikes. Number 8 on my list would have to be Bonkers, if you ask me. Now, the object of the game is to put these 4 blue discs on to the numbers that are incorrect. If it's up, if you think the number is higher, you put the disc above the number. If you think it's lower than the wrong number, you put it below. You have 30 seconds to run back and forth, and each time you place all 4 discs, you have to hit the button. If it makes a buzzing noise and it's wrong, you have to run back over there and fix it around. If you get the ding 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 noise, you win. If time's up, you have 30 seconds, just like the Clock Game. But if you get 4 numbers correct on the Price is Right Wii game, you have to get all 4 numbers correct on the first try or run, and you'll get something interesting, which I've actually done. So yeah, and I think also if you fail, the host will hit the button to see where the chips belong. So let's move on to number 7. Number 7 on my list would have to be the one and only Pathfinder. Now, the object of the game is to try to guess the price of the car. It looks like a Dance Dance Revolution pad, a giant one to be exact, but it's a Pathfinder board. Each time you're standing in the middle number and you try to figure out which way to go. A number in front of you, a number behind you, a number to your left, or a number to your right. If you step on the right number, you'll be hearing the ding 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 noise, and the number will light up on the board behind the contestant. But if they land on a wrong number, which could be possible at some point, you know that game show Trivia Trap hosted by Bob Eubanks? If you recognize that incorrect sound effect, I'm going to play it to you, then I'll get back to what I'm talking about. If a contestant steps on a wrong number, they have to go back to the number they were on previously that is correct, or at the beginning if they were just starting the game. Then they'll have to pick one of those 2 items and guess one of those 2 prices. If they pick the right price, they get to go back to the Pathfinder and continue. But if they pick a wrong price, they have to do a different item and try to get the right price until they either finish the Pathfinder or fail to finish the Pathfinder. The game will be over if they fail to pick the 2 items or if they fail to get all the 5 numbers on the Pathfinder. Number 6 on my list would have to be That's Too Much. You're playing for a car, and the object of the game is to keep getting a price of, there will be 10 different prices, and the object of the game is to keep going until you think you hit one that has at least just a little over the price, not way over, otherwise you'll lose. If it's not over, you lose. Keep doing it until you think it's just a little over the price of a car, and if it is, you say that's too much. But Bob Barker wants you to scream that's too much, which I'm probably not going to do unless you guys want me to do it in a future video. I'll scream that's too much. I'm not going to do it right now, otherwise I'll freak out people who are here right now, and they'll be like, what are you doing? And Drew Carey doesn't care how you say that's too much, but Bob Barker wants you to scream it. I don't know why. If you get just a little over, you win. If you fail to do that, you don't get the car. Let's move on. We're at my top 5 favorite pricing games, and number 5 on my list is Cliffhangers, aka the Yodely guy. I'm not going to yodel because I'm terrible at yodeling. Well, unless you want to hear how terrible I'm yodeling, I'll do it in the future if anyone wants me to do it. So, the object of the game is to get the cliffhanger, not to fall off a cliff. Either you could be playing for a car, a trip, or some other interesting prize. And the European version, I believe you get those prizes. You have to guess, for each dollar you're off by the prize, the cliffhanger moves each space. You have to get them try to not get over 25, otherwise you lose. And if the cliffhanger is still on the cliff, or on the mountain I should say, you win. So, yeah, try to not get over 25 or you lose. So, yeah. Also, one time the car honked by accident. Number 4 on my list would have to be Let 'em Roll. It's basically a game where you have to roll 5 dice cubes or something like that and try to get them all on the car spot. There are 3 cars. There's one that says 500, one that says 1,000, and one that says 1,500. You get one free roll, then there are 3 prize products or items. The first one will be shown as the prize. For the price will be shown, and the next one you have to guess will be higher or lower than the price. If you get it right, you will earn a roll. You have a chance to get 3 rolls if I'm correct. And so, yeah. And each time you have a roll, if you get a car, if you get all 5 a car, you win. But if you don't get a car, you can choose at some point to take the 1,500 or at least 1,000 or 500. So, yeah, Let 'em Roll. Probably my favorite pricing game that involves a car. Number 3 on my list would have to be the Magic Number. Now, I used to love this pricing game as a kid. I still love it. It was hard to choose between number 2 and number 3 on my list, but Magic Number is, you see, you have a lever there, and you try to get the magic number between a prize with the low total and a prize with the high total. You're supposed to get the magic number below the higher price item and above the lower price item. Let's say there was a flat screen TV and a bikes up for grabs. The object is to get the magic number higher than the price of some pair of bikes, but below the price of some flat screen TV. If you get it over the higher price or lower than the lower price, you lose. If you get it between both of them, you win. Magic Number has those pretty awesome noises when you move. We're just at number 2, people. Number 2 on my list for pricing games is Half Off. And let me tell you, I just love Half Off. It's actually my second favorite. You're playing for 10,000 or even 25,000 on the primetime version. You see, there are 16 boxes. Kind of looks like Deal or No Deal. But for some reason, I actually prefer boxes over briefcases because it looks like you got a package. I mean, I know Funny Party Helper Guy would say, boxes are lame, briefcases are awesome. Well, probably due to the fact that my friend Funny Party Helper Guy actually prefers briefcases over boxes, but that's his opinion. I got mine. Boxes rule. It's not like you're going to smash a box. I know it's silly design, but boxes are awesome. Briefcases are just lame in my opinion. Which is probably the reason why I prefer the UK version of Deal or No Deal compared to the American one. But half off is, unlike Deal or No Deal, only one of those boxes actually has the cash in it. The other 15 have nothing in it. They're empty, no money. So the object of the game is to pick a price which is half off and not pick one with the exact price. If you pick the one that's half off, you lose 8 of the boxes. The next one, you lose 4 of the boxes. Then you'll be left with 2 boxes. One with the cash, one doesn't have it. If you fail to pick the one with the cash, you don't get the cash. But if you get the one with the cash, when you lift off the top, cash is going to be pretty much flying off the table. And now it's time to reveal my number 1 favorite pricing game on The Price is Right. Now, before I get to that, I just want to ask you guys a simple question to show if you a clue or something. Do any of you recognize what this is? Well, if you're familiar with my favorite pricing game, it would have to be Plinko. That I showed you was a Plinko chip. Now, the object of the game of Plinko is you have to guess these 4 items. Well, you start off with 1 chip, and you have a chance to win 4 more chips by guessing prizes, if whether the first or last number of the item is correct. If you get it right, you get a Plinko chip. Get it wrong, no Plinko chip. And once you get those Plinko chips, or most of them I should say, you climb up the stairs, drop your Plinko chip down at any side where you think where it's going to drop down to the 10,000. If you get all zeros, you're going to get the losing horns. I actually got zeros before on my Price is Right DVD game. If you get 10,000, the ding 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 would be longer than, it would keep going ding 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 mostly. If you get on the Price is Right $1 Million Spectacular, you have a chance to win up to 100,000 because the 10,000 in the middle will be actually 20,000, which is kind of interesting. And if I remember correctly, if the Plinko chip gets stuck, Bob or Drew will get their Plinko tool and get the chip out of the position, getting unstuck, but it won't count. So, might want to be careful where you drop the Plinko chip. Well, that's my top 10 favorite pricing games on The Price is Right. If any of your favorites are not on this list, make a video response or post it in the comments. Anyway, I'm Cute Mimi. I'm signing off. Have a nice day. See ya. I'm going to go ahead and write a message to CBS to make a game show called Super Plinko.